Hello!
Hello, 803 Brain Candy Podcast. Welcome.
803.
Welcome.
Hi, Suze. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am doing so well. I had a very fun weekend. Thanks to your encouragement and I don't know, some other word for encouragement, support. I I found tickets to Mike Birbiglia.
How was it?
And decided to go. Eli was going to dinner with his friend who was in from out of town, and I was not going to go with them. And so I was like, oh, I'm just going to go by myself. It was a nice 6:30 show. Love that. And because I was looking for tickets last minute, I got a second row seat for $37.
What?
We love all this. Everything wonderful. That's fantastic and great. Tell me what you think about this.
Okay.
Because I need another human to like run this by. I haven't told anybody yet. Mm-hmm. When I get there like early, and I'm sitting there, and before the people are sitting in, there's like, I don't know, 5 seats in the row, and we're like on the right side of the orchestra.
What kind of? Oh, so it's like the seats.
It's the same place that we saw Leanne Morgan.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a
it's
nice
like
place.
seats. Yeah, center. There's a big center row, like aisle, and then there are 2 orchestra wings, like center orchestra and then orchestra wings. And I'm on the right one, and then a group of 2 guys arrive, and the guy comes to sit next to me, and he sticks his hand out and he goes, "Hi, I'm your benefactor."
Oh.
And
so the person that had bought all the tickets or whatever.
yeah, so his wife couldn't make it because she was sick or something and stayed home. And so he wanted
He
to
sold
just...
one ticket.
Yeah.
And you bought it. And
Yes.
so you're his like wife
He was like,
for
that,
the night.
Yes. He was like,
Oh
that, hey, remember when I told you I got hit on recently?
Yeah, was he that guy?
Well, I don't know if it technically was him, but it was like his friend who was there who was like, whoa, didn't you luck out? And I was like,
oh my God.
She still got it. But then I was like, I instantly, as soon as he said, "I'm your benefactor," and stuck his hand out,
It's not the right word.
It's not, is it?
He would be if he gave you the ticket.
Right. Yeah. Thank
But
you.
You bought it.
Because I was like, at first I was like, the same thing. It was like the equivalent of like him saying like, "You should be smiling" or something like that. Kind of rage, like flared up in me.
I hate him.
And instantly I was like, "Oh!" And then I was like, "Oh yeah, thanks so much. That was a great deal." That's what I did instead.
He should be thanking you. He was able to sell a solo ticket.
Right.
To
right. That's very hard to
show.
do.
Yes. Who is doing that?
Who's doing that? Who's buying a solo ticket? That's going to be my new move is 15, 20 minutes before a show starts.
Yeah, that is a good move.
See what's available. See if anybody put it on StubHub last minute.
This, however, is the downside.
Yeah. And then it felt like every time Mike Birbiglia came to our side, I was like, don't say anything. He wasn't talking to the crowd in this one, but this is the guy who is going to say something. And so then I gave him a speech before, and he said something about sitting next to me. And I said,
God.
Well, here's one thing. I have very bad luck, and I have recently been sat next to hecklers. So if you could just do me a solid and promise to not be that guy, we'll be fine.
Okay, good.
And so
good.
I wanted to lay the groundwork.
Yeah, plant the seed.
Plant the seed. That
good
this
for
is,
you.
I am not into shenanigans.
Don't you think it would have? I think he could have just not said anything.
He could have.
You would have never known.
No, he was.
I hate friendly guy.
This is a thing that I see, and I try so hard to not be this person too. Whenever I go to comedy shows, have you been in the bathroom at a comedy show? Everybody thinks they're a fucking comedian.
Uh-huh. Yep. I've seen this.
Talk about give me the ick. Like, I hate what happens when people are around comedians. Everyone's performing.
Yeah.
And sometimes they do it in the style of the comedian, which I'm like, bleh, extra barf. And so this guy was running through, like, he was like, oh, I just saw this person here and this person here, doing that. And, or like talking about.
I can't believe someone married this guy.
Well, she
We
stayed
need
home.
to talk to her. Yeah,
So-
yeah. She's like, I'm sick.
Yeah,
she's
do,
smart.
Like second row comedy show where this guy's a chatter. So I tried to like set it straight, like off the bat, and be like, "Don't talk to me." And then I tried to position myself to make like angle.
When the jokes were happening, the act is happening. Was he trying to like look at you? You know how you do when you go
Yeah.
with somebody.
Yeah.
He wanted to like yuck it up together. Because that I would not go for.
I think in the beginning, yes, but then I was very clearly like putting up a wall.
Facing forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Well, you handled it well.
I thought so too, but I had to share that, and I felt like maybe our listeners will chime in and tell me like how they would feel about if a guy said, "Hi, I'm your benefactor."
That's the part that's
That's
getting
the
me.
part that got
He
me
could have
too.
just said, "Hi, I sold you a ticket. Nice to meet you."
And then I'm like, fuck. You should have said-
Yeah.
What,
he had
what,
a quip.
Susie would have had a whole thing.
Yeah,
And
like
I
he
got,
had
like,
it
all
ready.
mad.
He
Yeah.
thought ahead about it. What am I going to say?
Totally. And then, yeah.
Not
I
into
don't
it.
know. So
I'm glad Mike was funny though.
he was really funny. It was great. And you're right. It is worth it when you can to get like tickets up close to see comedian. It changes the whole thing.
Yeah.
When they're right
You can't
there.
go back, let me tell you.
You can't go back.
Yeah. Well,
was
I
thinking about you
also
the whole
had a
time.
comedy experience.
Oh, tell me.
So we had gone to Miami. We came back for one day. That's when we had the Candy Club. We recorded and stuff. And then we went to DC because I had a front row to Larry David.
Stop it right now. Okay, Susie, you know how you get mad at me when I don't tell you things, and you're like, why this is one of those times,
You're
but
mad.
in reverse.
You're mad right now. When should I have told you? When I bought the ticket?
Just like a picture for like the marquee, like remember
Yeah.
when I sent you the video and I was like, hey, look,
I'm still processing it. I really am.
Oh, okay, let's process it together. What was
Okay,
it
well,
like?
he only had two events in the whole country. And it was one of those deals where they have a pre-sale code and I didn't know what it was.
Okay.
And so I had to find out what that code was. And then I did. And then
Wasn't Jerry Seinfeld in Pittsburgh as well?
Well, we saw him too. Yeah.
And now Larry David, two places.
This was
in the whole-
DC.
Oh, DC. Oh my
Yeah.
God. It's like I wasn't even here for 5
Yeah,
minutes
yeah,
ago. You
we
got
went
me. I
down-
got so worked up. But okay, never mind. If they both happen in the same place, I was going to be like,
It's been
what's
like
going on?
a
Do they have their
total
summer houses
whirlwind.
there?
Like the last 2 weeks have been just like bonky.
Wow.
But it was totally worth it because I had to see. It was you created this monster because you asked me who was on my bucket list.
well,
And so
I
if
regret
someone's
nothing.
coming and they're on my bucket list, then I got to go.
Yeah. Okay, so you go for a hunt to find this like
Anyway, yeah.
coupon code.
As soon as they went live, I was like, and I
Yeah,
got front
yeah.
row, and we went, and I was like, just in heaven. I was in heaven. I was so great.
So what did he
It
talk
was in
about? What did he
conversation.
do?
So
Okay,
it was
yeah.
Mark Maron just interviewing
oh, my
Larry.
God.
Yeah.
That's a great conversation. Those two,
But
I
the
would
host
imagine, have a
was
similar style.
a mystery. So I thought it was going to be Jerry. We didn't know who it was, but it was Mark, and he's a great interviewer, and it was just so fun, and I was so glad I went.
Oh man, that is a bucket list thing. So who else is on there? You saw Jerry, you've seen Larry David,
Yeah.
and who's the older guy that you saw?
Oh, Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart.
Yeah, and then I added Maria Bamford, and she's coming next month,
right.
so I'm going to see her.
Oh my God,
You've done this. You did this.
this is your year.
But see, I just told you so you can't be mad.
Oh, okay, good. That's fine. No, it's allowed. But Larry's different. That's
He
like
is
like
different.
you like. I wouldn't buy you a Maria Bamford themed Monopoly game.
Right, I hear you. I know.
But
He's
Larry,
like a
Curb Your
legend.
Enthusiasm, yes.
I know.
Anyways,
we had a comedy-filled weekend.
That's
and Larry
awesome.
would never like the guy that sat next to you at Mike Birbiglia.
no way.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody
Because
would.
that
He's
whole,
the
like,
guy
chit-chat.
who's- And then I wanted. Now I want to know who his wife is. I'm writing fan fiction. He's very and he had a whole speech about how. I said, "Wow, look at this!" Because the front rows are reserved for handicap seating.
Sure.
So he said, this is the place to sit because sometimes nobody sits here and then you're front row. And I said, well, because I said to him, I'm just going to, if nobody gets here, I'm going to pretend like this is a front row seat.
Yeah.
And then he told me that whole spiel about that.
Right.
And then
right.
I was
He's
like,
got all the answers, that guy. I'll tell you what everyone would like, Larry included, and that's Thrive Cosmetics.
Oh, man, where is it? I just got some new lipstick.
What's the color on there?
I got, oh my God, I'm doing that old person thing where I have to pull it away from my face.
Don't get me started.
Irene? No.
Irene, she can't even read it. This is the best part.
What are you doing to me?
She's like, I'm menopausal.
Yeah. Ilene.
Let's just call it Irene.
Yeah, something like that. This is it's beautiful. It's great.
Real pretty. Yeah,
and it's so
nice.
silky. You know, like I live in a really dry climate, and lipstick can easily get really, really dry and make your lips like cracked. And this is so moist. It stays on.
I think it's even called the hydrating lip tint.
Yeah, it's the impactful lipstick.
Ooh, impactful.
Yeah.
Looks great. I love this company. We love all of their products. Their eyebrow liner, 10 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Infinity waterproof. The Brilliant Eye Brightener, the Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. You've heard it all before. You know we love everything. And they give back to the community. I mean, they're helping us all out and making us look beautiful.
Yes.
These are some of the best cosmetics I've ever used, and I will never go back. Refresh your everyday look with Thrive Cosmetics luxury beauty that gives back. Right now, you can get an exclusive 10% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/braincandy. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/braincandy for 10% off your first order. And what's that phrase? Like, I've paid a lot more for less.
Yeah.
You know, like I've tried real fancy, like expensive brands, and this is way better. So,
way better.
You'll love it.
Yeah. And you know what I learned recently, and I never thought about this. Do you ever have it where your makeup separates? This is like no longer a commercial now. This is just fun facts with Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay. What can happen is that you're using products with two different bases. One is a water base and one is silicone based. And those two don't mix. So it is really good to stay within a product line because they will have the same bases. So they'll stay on.
That's a great tip. I never knew that.
Yeah. I learned this recently and I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense why this concealer doesn't work with this foundation. And, you know.
Right. It's like oil and water.
It exactly is that. So there you go.
Okay.
There's your first fact. This episode is going to be very fact-filled.
Okay.
I have learned so many fun facts that I had to share with you. Some, you know, here and there. But let's start with this story that I read. Not a story. It was an opinion article, an op-ed in the New York Times that was on donating organs, specifically kidneys.
Okay, I'm into it.
Right off the bat, what is your feeling on...
Like living donors kind of deal?
Yeah, like a freedom to donate an organ. Like,
I love it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was any controversy about it.
Well, the controversy is more like with setting up a system that compensates people who want to, say, sell their organs for money.
I'm fine with it.
I am too. I really thought...
What is the big deal?
What is the big deal? So the article was written by... Oh, now, of course, I don't have his name. I wrote it down somewhere. But I can't remember where I wrote it down. But his dad was suffering with kidney failure. And he talks about how many people are on the list, how many people are waiting for kidneys. There are 100,000 people in the United States currently waiting. Oh, Dylan Walsh. There we go. I wrote it there. Dylan Walsh, the article is about paying people for organs. And he says 100,000 people in the United States are waiting for a kidney.
Yeah.
More than 500,000 are on dialysis.
That's why my dad died. He didn't find a donor in time.
This is very important.
Yeah. And
so
he would have happily paid somebody if he were allowed.
And there's this big disconnect that we have from, I don't know, people who are whether they're doing it for charitable causes or whether they're...
Who cares?
Who cares, right?
I don't care why they're doing it. What is the ethical quagmire here? I'm not understanding. Are they saying this is like
maybe a slippery slope? Yeah.
Like Oregon
Yeah.
black
That there
market
needs-
type stuff?
and- Yeah, and I don't know if there was a big argument for it not working, but what it would require in order to set this up. How there needs to be a system that, and it could be, well, and it could be government run, where
Right.
there's one
Like a bank.
flat, there's one flat, like, compensation fee, no matter what.
Yeah.
I think they should do this. But then does it like turn into this? It feels like I can see where it hinges on this like kind of dystopian future where the people who are in need, who can buy organs, are buying them from the people who are suffering and need money to fucking pay rent, and so they have to sell a kidney for
man.
$40,000. Like,
Let's say they do, though.
yeah,
Like if somebody's like, I could use $1,000.
it's not like you can keep selling parts. It's like we got one kidney to spare, right?
Right. Bone marrow would be another thing that people could donate that would save lives that you don't have to do after you die. You can do it while you're alive.
Yeah, and the other thing I'm thinking of is egg donation.
Yeah. Well, you
And
already
even
get
just
paid
being
for
a
that.
surrogate. Right.
That's
why
paid.
don't we have this?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking, because it's like if egg, fertility stuff, you get compensated for that. Even sperm donation, they're handing money over to those bozos.
Yeah.
Jerking
Everything
off.
was pro in everything I read in this article.
Well, right.
And
I mean, that's the essence
there
of
are
an op-ed,
organizations that are trying to legalize it. There's an organization called End Kidney Deaths Act, and they're trying to give living donors, this is how they have it set up right now. It would be $50,000 over 5 years, so $10,000 per year through refundable tax credits. And it's been, brought to the floor, but it still has, the bill has not been brought to the floor of Congress yet.
I think that the concern is inevitably somebody that's attempting to donate will die, because that's just the nature of surgery.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
So there are complications.
Right,
So you're
it's the
assuming
complications
risk.
But aren't you doing that in anything else that you do? If you're like a freaking Uber driver, you're assuming risk.
Good point. Right. I've not with sperm donation, or like maybe less so with like egg donation, but yeah, you're right. Ubers.
Right. It's like another job that I don't know.
A lot of people would benefit and live that are dying now.
Yeah.
So you'd have to make a real good argument for me to change my mind about that.
Yeah. I'm kind of pro that too. And I can see, I see where it could go, but
that's a lot of money too. That would change their life.
yeah, I think so too.
$50,000.
Even in that tax credit, like that's a big, getting that every year.
But I think that's an interesting debate.
I can't find it now, but and I think we talked about it a long, long, long time ago on the podcast, that researchers were looking at the patterns of ants, I believe it was, like the colonies of ants, and how they knew what their job was based on need. Like, nobody comes over to the little ant and goes, "Oh, excuse me, today you're going to do this job." Like there's something about how messages are communicated within the colony that tells them who needs to fill what role, and by doing so creates a system where every job is met and everybody has a job. And they're trying to use the same system, whatever this arrangement, organization is, to solve the answer to organ donation. That because it'll be like one person has a relative that is a blood match for this person, but not their own relative, but that person knows, like, then is a match for this person, that person's relative is a match for that person, and it like all connects like that. But this is just something that I've heard about in theory. And it feels like organ donation is, there's just a lot of
given that they can't even, like, you've been to various doctors, or even like if you go
don't get me started.
Like, there's not one system. You got to fill out the paperwork every time. And you're like, wait, I'm pretty sure you already have this. You know, it's like your address and stuff every time.
It's insane.
Yeah. And so,
if anybody with all my paperwork asks me if there's any chance that I'm pregnant or nursing one more time, I'm going to smack them with the clipboard. I won't do that.
I forget what I was watching yesterday.
That is my urge.
But when I heard it, I thought, oh, I see what Sarah's saying about whenever you are someone who can't or isn't going to have children, because this was like basically saying your entire meaning can only come after parenthood.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm fine with that because I have one.
Right.
And I wouldn't have thought about it at the time before you said that. And I'm like, that would really bother me.
Yeah. A whole new list of things bothers me. In fact, this is like just for me to complain about now. There's a couple that I have followed on Instagram that talks all about their dink lifestyle and how they're never going to have kids and blah, blah, blah. And I loved them, love their humor, love everything. Eli and I would send them back and forth, be like, oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. And they're having a fucking baby. And it feels like the biggest betrayal. I'm like, fuck that baby. I hate that baby.
Yeah, well, I hate dinks.
I'm so kidding. I hope they have a wonderful, I know it's going to be magical and fantastic. But they did a whole bit about how their dink card is getting revoked. And I'm like,
maybe you shouldn't have been smug assholes about it.
Like,
because that's
why be smug.
But that's why I torment you when you talk about your goddamn hot tub and your pal days. And I'm like, I haven't had a day off in 12 years. That night, Sarah, that night in D.C. was the first night we did not have a child in 11 years.
Oh, my God.
11 years. He stayed over at a friend's house.
Wow, Lincoln!
There has not been one 24-hour period in his entire life where he wasn't with one of us.
Oh, my God.
So,
wow, what a special night.
Fucking annoying below deck marathon weekends in the fucking snacks, hot tub, whatever. And I'm like, okay, I'm so lucky.
Yeah, keep reminding me of those things. I need that.
Well, anyway, I am lucky because I have Ritual vitamins, and they are keeping me sane because I don't have to think too hard about what I'm putting in my body because they got it covered. Listen, I know I'm trying to give them too much credit here, but that's how I feel. It's a great routine to be in. They taste like mint. Yeah. I don't have to gag or feel vomitous. I'm getting those vitamins. They have the skin one. Hi,
yeah,
Sarah.
The skin one smells like vanilla.
Oh, yeah,
it's
that
so
one is
lovely.
It is so nice. And it's clinically proven to reduce wrinkles and fine lines.
Oh, I've been using it.
And increase skin smoothness in 90 days. Start Hyacera to help minimize wrinkles without compromising on clean science. Hyacera from Ritual is a clinically proven skin supplement you can actually trust. Get 25% off your first month for a limited time at ritual.com/braincandy. Start Ritual or add Hyacera to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/braincandy for 25% off. I was just laughing about how they're having a baby. That's really crazy.
I know.
Like, was it an accident?
No, it was like probably planned, and they were all, and they like videotaped them like seeing the stick and everything. It's all cute and they're adorable, and it's going to be great. And blah.
I don't know. I think you should unfollow them.
I know, I have to.
Yeah.
You know what I did?
Annoying.
You know what I did? I did, because you know what? Self-care. I muted all the words kids and children on Instagram.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, you can on the videos it suggests you, or any post it suggests. Well, can't say that
I can
word.
do like...
You can click the little dots, and then it says,
what if you
hide
follow
posts
the
with
account?
certain words, and you just, and I just put in those words. I put children.
Here's what is
kids,
probably confusing to our
babies.
listeners and sometimes me.
But I love children.
Because you said you didn't want kids.
Okay.
So I want you to say what you feel about that. Because it is like, wait.
Did I tell you this about the house?
No.
Oh, okay. So I thought
You
about a
said you
lot
didn't
about
want
this.
kids.
I thought a lot about this while I was recovering from my surgery, and I wrote something about it.
Do you have
And
this monologue prepared?
I do have a monologue prepared.
Okay.
Are you willing? Are you interested in hearing
Yeah,
it?
because I do think that's confusing to
a lot of people asked this. Okay. Here we go. Imagine there was a house, your dream house, a house that you and your partner dreamt of making your own, taking care of, watching your life unfold in. It was so perfect. And you wanted this house so badly. And you tried and tried to save all your money for it and set yourself up so you can get it. And then one day you have everything you need and you place an offer and it goes through and you're so, so happy. And then something happens and they pull the offer off the table and you've already even started packing. You'd be so, so upset. Then you find out the reason is because of something you did, not your partner, but you. And no matter what you tried, you'd never get this house, all because of you. Then people, even the professionals, started telling you that there was a real chance that you'd never, ever have this house, that it was not going to happen. Someone else had moved in, and it would take a miracle for anything to happen at this point. Maybe for the first few years after, you'd be in denial and you'd still say, one day I'm going to live there. But as time passed and the reality of the situation set in, you might start thinking, you know what, the neighborhood we live in is fine. We can redecorate. Who even wanted to live in that neighborhood anyway? And it would make sense if even years later you were happily settled in a new neighborhood. You had moments when you might say, man, I would have really loved to live in that house.
Okay. So you're saying you did want kids.
Yeah, I really wanted them. And then once you have a miscarriage and once you try for a long time and then people say, no, you can't have it. And then you have reproductive problems. And then I think it became easier for me to accept that. And then after I was in a situation where somebody I was with wanted to have kids with me and then that relationship went away, I had to go through therapy and work on the acceptance that I'm probably not going to have kids, with how long it took me to even get pregnant the first time and how that whole thing went and how the doctors said it would take with how my uterus is positioned and what's going on with it, it would take medical intervention. That became so out of the picture. It's yeah, who would, I don't want that. I guess I don't. So you start accepting what is the reality more and more of well, yeah, this I'll just make. And then in order to ease that, you have to make it sound even better. But it makes my heart hurt. I'll cry. I cry all the time thinking about I will never get that. And that's just all the little things. I have to really talk to myself a lot and say, there was no way without medical intervention that I could have gotten pregnant and I could have never carried.
Yeah.
There's no room at the inn. There was no way that a egg could have implanted on the walls of the uterus that was as diseased as mine was. They wasn't going to happen. The only way was with a surrogate or something like that. And then to go through that process, I would have to really want to have a baby. Mm-hmm. And,
Well, and it's a lot of money.
And it's a lot of money, right? Mm-hmm. I don't have surrogate money,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remind myself that even if I wanted to, if I was yes, you know what? Fuck all that. Who cares about endometriosis? I'm going to live in pain. I want to have a baby today. Wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Not happening. And then they go in there and scrape away so much of the disease stuff. There's nothing left of the ovaries. Where they put all the eggs is you taking away the basket. So they would have had to do the retrieval, and it would have been insane. It would have been so painful.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and I'm sure it's a back and forth too, even now, and will continue to be.
Totally. Forever. And then I go, okay, well, there's wonderful families that have kids who are adopted. And if I want to have a baby, I can adopt a baby. Mm-hmm. Or a kid, or, whatever. Mm-hmm. Or I'll just keep sharing all of my wisdom and love.
Yeah, there's
and
lots of
everything,
different kinds
but-
of families. We all
Yeah.
know that for sure.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I get it. It is confusing. You know, I think I get that from people a lot. They're like, "What? I thought you didn't want to have kids, or I thought you did want to have kids," and I'm like, I don't know. You know, like I could just imagine like the kid who, like, you know, all of his friends, like, he's like the poor kid and all the rich kids are going to Disneyland. Like, he'd be like, yeah, Disneyland is stupid. Disneyland sucks. Who even likes Disneyland anyway?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel. Mm-hmm. As like the kid who couldn't go to Disneyland. Yeah, Kevin Kid's stupid. Who even wants this anyway? Like,
Yeah. Like, even if it is, you don't want someone else telling you can't go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's it. So.
Well, luckily, Sarah has someone to talk to about all this. And so can you, if you try BetterHelp.
This is the best segue. That's exactly
Thank
who I
you.
talked to. Shout out to Sherry.
Shout out to Sherry. Brain Candy Podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and we're big fans over here because it's a great option if you want to talk to somebody about whatever's on your mind, relationships, grief, stress. Just want to chat.
You know what's funny is I wrote that I read on my Regain journal.
Oh my God.
That's what that's from, because
cool.
she encouraged me to write out my feelings and talk about these kind of things and put this down. And look
Well,
at
it's
that.
helpful. And what a great idea, because that is helpful.
And
Because
it is.
I didn't
I
know
had
you
to
had
talk
a dream
about that.
house. I thought you didn't even want a house.
I wanted that house so bad. And she helped me work through that.
Yeah. See, BetterHelp, people. I mean,
It's great.
everybody needs to talk. Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/BrainCandy today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/BrainCandy. Why not just try it? You know? Give it a try. See what you think.
Try it. It's having someone
So
to talk to. You can
convenient.
switch therapists anytime you want.
Do
It's
it
great.
from your house, wherever.
But don't worry, Sherry, I'm never switching you.
Share.
I'm never leaving you.
Sherry's going to be your family. You can adopt
Yeah.
Sherry. See?
Yeah. Oh, it's great. Sometimes therapists are like that. They're like surrogate parents.
Well, I
And-
appreciate you opening up and sharing that, because
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
probably
come on.
helpful to a lot of people. And it's just, helpful to know where people are emotionally.
If there's one thing I'm good at, it's being vulnerable and open with you lovely listeners of the Brain Candy Podcast. It's sometimes the people I feel like it's easiest to talk to about this stuff. So
I mean, I do.
they're my
think
most
about
supportive.
that.
I mean, come on. They're like, I got
Like, when
I
you
got a
say-
care package from
Yeah.
multiple brainiacs. Like, come on.
Very sweet. When you were like, I'm so mad you didn't tell me about Larry. I mean, I very rarely tell anything. Like, I'm not really a sharer,
No.
but I really love when you do.
Yeah, that's what makes this thing work. She like teased me up, and then I just
Tell me more.
yeah, exactly. Okay, we're gonna totally switch gears here.
Okay.
This was another opinion article that I read in the New York Times. It was a woman that was talking about how it's temperatures are heating up, and she
literally.
yeah, literally.
Okay. Yeah.
No, like summer, like spring, like it's getting hot outside.
I was like, she's going to talk about Israel, and I don't want to. I really did.
No,
Okay.
it's not even as serious
going-
as global warming. We're going way, way not as serious.
Okay.
What's your policy on open-toe shoes in the workplace?
It's like the opposite of Gaza.
I was like, whoa, way clear jets.
Okay. Open.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. That was just so funny. Okay, open-toed shoes in
Yeah.
the workplace.
We're not talking flip-flops here, but we're talking a peep toe. We're talking a sandal with a open. And okay, the face that you are making is the face that I was making as I was thinking about my policy on this. And then in my notes, I wrote, why? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Because I'll allow it in any other, like,
I don't even give it a second thought.
I don't.
Yeah.
But something about and this is Sarah, who shows up in sweatshirts and pink jeans to her work every day.
It looks like you're not wearing pants.
Oh, I am. I'm
'cause they're
wearing
pink.
pants.
Okay.
I'm wearing pants.
Those are cute.
But I didn't bother to button the top
Are
button.
those the
if that-
Target ones?
Yeah.
Those are really cute with the sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, like I am all for the casual attire, but I can't explain why open-toed shoes in the workplace is like a instant like, oh, no.
I put it this way, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. But would you
In an
wear an
office
open-toed
setting.
shoe to dinner, a night out?
Yeah.
Okay, why is it okay in a restaurant and not in an office?
Well, it's professional. But I realize this is just gut because I realize the
Yeah.
ways that we leverage like classism, racism, sexism by using the word professional. That's why like dreadlocks and cornrows and things are policed because people
The only
claim,
people who are going to get mad are lesbians who are like, I need my Tevas at work. Who's wearing
Oh,
open-toed sandals?
I'm picturing like heels, like you said, peep toe,
Yeah.
or like
But what
a
we
strappy
but
heel.
there's no culture that says that we're like an open-toed shoe is like the look like it is with dreadlocks. It's not attached
I'm
to
just
like
saying
a
that people would use the same
ethnicity.
word. Like they'll say
I
cornrows
see.
aren't professional, which I don't agree with, by the way.
Yeah.
And then they'll say like strappy shoes and peep toes aren't
Yeah.
professional. People use that word as a
Which is just
umbrella.
saying like slutty women's shoes aren't professional.
Yeah,
Things
they're
that-
saying like you have to be like
Oh.
white. You have to be
Maybe this is to keep the foot fetish people.
Well, you know what? It's
At-
not a bad idea. Those
I
people are
know.
animals.
And I would imagine they work in offices. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You know?
Like for real, and their weird pleated khakis.
yeah. Mm-hmm. So
No,
we're both
I
anti
kink
this.
shame. Don't forget everybody, okay? So if you're mad, I know. Sarah does not. She's
No, I don't.
very open-minded.
I'm so open to all kinks.
So are you fine with like a strappy heel in the workplace?
No, okay. Because here's what I object to. And I am
Okay.
guilty of this at this current moment in time. Unmaintained feet. Oh. I got a
said
pedicure. It's happening tonight. Don't worry.
Right. I hear what you're saying because really
And
the
it's-
problem isn't the toes.
It's the heel. Yep. Oh, yep. It's the cracked heel. It's the Death Valley
right.
below the
You're
ankle.
parched.
Oh God. And you need some serious you need multiple pedicures to cure.
Well, and most people,
that.
let's be honest, their toes are not savory.
No. No.
Most people aren't doing a good job down there.
This is true.
I swear this is where like my obsession with baths really pays off because they're
Oh,
down
you're
there
close
with
to your
me.
feet. Yes, I totally agree. I get these babies are all clip, trim, no cuticle taken care
When
of.
you
no
shower
hidden
only people,
pinky.
you forget what's going on down
You
there.
got to be close to your toes. This is a very good point.
Was the op-ed pro toe?
No,
Or
it was
anti-toe?
anti. It was kind of saying the same thing that like, ooh, why is it kind of giving us the ick? Why is it that it's questionable in a workplace? Again, none of these questions answered.
And
as
it's
these
always like
op-eds
the
do.
bunion crowd that's
And
like,
she
I
said
have to...
she ended it with maintenance of the heel is if there's one thing I know,
okay,
it's
yeah.
maintenance of the heel is necessary.
Well,
And
so
I would
can we
agree.
just throw the peep toe in with all this then? Because the heel is not revealed in a peep toe.
The cleavage of the foot.
No, it's
can't
a
get down
peep.
with a peep toe.
There's no cleavage.
There is. Oh,
I will show
mean when
you
the
in my
toe
Jimmy
sticks out.
Choos. Yeah, it's just,
Just
a peep.
that. I'm thinking.
It's like it's
and
like a
then
foot wink.
I'm thinking the top where you see the little.
I don't like toe cleavage.
I don't like the toe cleavage. That's the part I don't like. Yeah.
There was a professor in my department who suffered with some sort of foot problem, and he was wearing those Teva like sandals, like the
No,
Velcro.
sir. No.
No, sir.
Not okay. Not
and when
okay.
I would talk shit on him, people would be like, well, he has the condition. I'm like, I do not
Lesbians.
care.
I am only kidding. I know, but
Lesbians.
listen, you guys love
This is
your Chacos and your Tivas, and you know
Why do they love
that you
them
would wear
so
those on a
much?
casual day at work.
What if they brought out those
This is
shoes,
a
the
PSA.
Chacos
Just
with the
fix-
dusty?
Because they just match with cracked heels. And listen, I gotta do some care on mine.
Are you doing
But
that
I'm
today?
not cracked. Yeah.
I can't wait to see them tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Maybe a French toe. I don't know. Do you want us to do that?
Well, not Melissa from New Orleans, Real World.
Yeah.
She will shame anyone that gets a French on their toe. And I don't do that, but it really sunk in. I was like, wow, she really hates those.
Yeah.
I think it must be outdated.
Yeah, I'm going with the matte, like red on red.
Okay.
I'm trying a year of red nails.
What do they do for like really cracked heels there?
Well, what I do are those foot peels.
Oh yeah,
where
love
you
that.
put your feet in the bag and then you let it sit, and then like 2 weeks later, your whole foot peels off. Oh,
What's called baby feet.
I mean, I think there are
like
a bunch
the
of different
popular
kinds.
brand,
yeah,
yeah.
I love those things. Don't know what it's doing.
Does it
in there.
disturb you though?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I love it every bit. It's like equally like it like grosses me out, and I love it at the same.
The human body is disgusting.
It is so foul, and it's
Yeah.
constantly molting.
Yes.
Like, Susie, I find what I can only call like tumbleweeds through my house of my own hair. All over the house. Trust me,
Yeah.
when I leave, you'll find them.
That's
It's like
a curly girl
few
problem too.
Get together, and then next thing you know, it's like
They're partying. It's like a rave.
just like I could never commit a crime.
This is a really unfortunate segue, but let's talk about food, shall we?
Crimes.
Well, let's talk about how some of you people are busy as heck and you do not have time to prepare fancy meals, even like those meal kits that we love, where you make a nice recipe.
I hope we're talking about what I think we're talking about.
You know it, Factor,
Factor.
baby.
Oh, I cannot begin to tell you how good these meals are.
They are tasty.
I mean,
And they're completely made.
done.
Heat it up.
2 minutes.
This is not your mom's microwave. What do they call it? TV dinner. This is not your mom's TV dinner.
Rarely cop a tone, but I did when Eli tried to eat one of the meals that I had reserved for myself. There's a chicken, mushroom, and green bean one. And I was
You were
like, don't eat that
saving
one,
it.
that's mine. And he's like, don't you think that was kind of a strong reaction for TV dinner?
You were aggressive.
I was like,
That's a Factor, baby.
don't touch it.
Yeah, they have, this is like gourmet, filet mignon, shrimp, truffle butter, broccolini. This is not, you know those turkey dinners I'm
Yeah.
talking about. No fuss, no mess. Heat it up. Yummy, yummy. Head to factormeals.com/braincandy50 and use code braincandy50 to get 50% off your first month plus 20% off your next month. That's code braincandy50 at factormeals.com/braincandy50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next box while your subscription is active.
Yeah. I love
So
that.
convenient.
I'm so hungry too. I need some lunch. Okay. This is going to, when does this episode air?
The
After
11th of
the-
April.
After the eclipse?
Yeah, after the
Okay.
eclipse.
So prisoners have sued for their right to view the eclipse. Did you see this?
Interesting.
Yeah.
No.
So they're at the New York Department of Corrections. There was one person who said that as an atheist, it's within his rights to witness like religious
Cosmic events,
or
yeah.
cosmic events. And so he won that. And because of that, a bunch of other inmates started doing that. And now they put a lockdown on it. And they said that from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., prisoners will remain locked in their housing units rather than being allowed outdoors at their usual recreational time. That's
I
some
am
bullshit.
mad. That is.
I think they should. I think they should sue. That's hard
Well,
to say.
you
Say
were
that 5
saying
times
that
fast.
they won, and then what happened? Like, why
Well,
did it get
one
rescinded?
person like applied for that, like submitted their
Oh, through the prison system.
Yes. And then they got that granted. And then everybody's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so now the 3 people that are suing are an atheist, a Buddhist, and a Seventh-day Adventist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I think
Yeah.
they should be able to see it, at least, especially if it's during their rec time
That is
anyway.
the part that I am the most, like, frustrated about. That they would... And, like, what the fuck do you think is going to happen?
Well, I will say that we got an email about Lincoln School, and they said that if it's sunny that day, so clear
Oh, it's the
visibility,
glasses
they're
thing?
canceling school because they feel like it's a safety issue because those bozos will just look up
Yeah,
at
they
the
will.
freaking sun.
100%. Oh, my God. We have to cancel school on
If
account
it's
of
sunny.
kids looking at the sun.
So they would probably make up this reason for the prisoners, although that's their dumb fault if they look at it. Trump did.
Well, and right. And the prison, because of this inmate's request, had to provide the prisoner with glasses.
That's so funny.
I know, I love it. I'm super into that.
What would be the downside, as you're saying?
I
of
can't
them-
imagine it. They cited that it was safety concerns for staff, visitors, and prisoners.
Yeah, see, that's a
They
lie.
love to do that bullshit.
Yeah.
That's like, what does that even mean? Safety, everything's really
They
safety
say that
concern
all the time.
all the time.
Yeah, everything's
Yeah.
safety. And then what are you
Everything.
going to say?
Oh, what? Then you're gonna say what? You don't want safety?
Right.
What? You anti-safety?
Yeah.
No.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Okay. Other topic I wanted to discuss: are bachelor parties dead? Bachelorette parties
Oh,
dead.
I hope so. Why?
So there's this new trend that's coming out or been seen, getting popular, where instead of bachelorette parties being this like woo-woo party time thing where everybody's going to clubs in Las Vegas, the trend is now to, as they put it, get out and connect with nature and enjoy each other.
I hate that more somehow.
And
I
everybody's
didn't think that
looking
was
for leisure
possible.
time. In a survey of 1,000 U.S. citizens, men and women attending bachelor and bachelorette parties, 3 out of 5 respondents chose when they're talking about their location preferences for the parties, chose a tranquil wellness retreat as their top choice.
Well, okay. So basically, people are stressed out.
Yeah,
And it's like-
oh,
They just can't even deal with
yeah.
getting all wound up. They
I
want
was
to calm
thinking
down.
this was also kind of in line or similar to the trend that you're seeing of young kids being like, 20s,
25.
early 20s, being not big drinkers and being more into like, oh, I'm going to use like ketamine in a therapeutic setting or
Yes.
mushrooms or
Good
like
for
something
them.
like that. Yeah, right? And then
I
maybe this
mean-
is in line with that. But that's kind of like also people are more stressed out and
Absolutely.
yeah, looking
Yeah.
for different kind of answers and their own almost religious experiences too.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it
themselves and
extends to bachelor parties,
Yeah.
though.
Me too.
'Cause
Men
guys seem pretty
and
into
women, 3 out of 5 said that.
Wow.
And I am hearing
what
that.
would you
I'm hearing that
choose
more.
if you had to pick?
Definitely, Susie.
Okay,
where do you
but
think
wait,
I
wait,
want to
wait.
go?
Let me frame it different.
Las Vegas or Camp? Come on. Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
but wait. I actually don't know because, like, if I said,
Okay, set it up.
Sarah,
set it up.
do you want to meet me in Vegas? We'll go to a concert. You know, like this,
Oh,
the
so
circle
fun.
What
I
is
heard it
that
was
called?
so good. Yeah, Sphere.
That ball, the sphere. The sphere. Go see you too. You know that we're not gonna like
No. Oh,
stay
no.
up all night going to Chippendales or something.
No.
But
like, should we go to
we'll
Chippendales?
drink and like get crazy in Vegas. Or do you want to go to like meditate for the weekend with me?
No,
Right.
first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess it's not usually just like a concert.
No,
and
the
decent
wellness
bedtime.
retreat that they were talking about in this was like salt
massages,
scrubs,
Yeah.
and hang out by the pool, and everybody's.
That sounds great too.
It does sound great.
We could do that in Vegas. Like go to a concert and then like the next day when you're a little bit hungover, like go by the pool, get a massage.
Yes.
That sounds nice.
Should we have a bachelorette
What are we
party in
doing?
Vegas? I get married just for this? I mean,
Sorry, Lincoln. We've started a trend. You don't need me. You're fine.
you're fine.
that
Yeah,
would
exactly.
be-
You made it one night. What's a week?
Well, yeah, because okay, so you know how I went on Thursday we had Candy Club. Then I had to get up at like the butt crack of pre-dawn.
Did not know that because you
I had
never
to
share.
Well, I had to do the radio. I filled in on the radio. Did you see that on my Insta story?
No.
Yeah, it was on there. I had to fill in for the lady host. And what was my point?
Suze,
Oh,
that's so cool.
I told him about how I was leaving Lincoln and his kids are all older. And he was like, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like once, people have been there, done that, they are very quick to be like, why are you even talking about this?
Right. Your kid's fine.
Yeah, we can go to Vegas, no probs.
Oh my God, I love this new Susie. Yes. We're going to Vegas. Sarah and Susie. Man, this is great.
Vegas.
We started it in Colorado. Then we're going to take it to Pittsburgh on the road. Total eclipse of the sun.
Yeah.
And then next stop, we're getting hitched to
okay,
Vegas.
so everyone will know the answer by the time this airs, but I got to tell you, I'm crossing my fingers for Overcast because it would really take like a lot of pressure off us. We're going to be leaving Challenge Mania.
Oh, okay. Then I can cross my fingers for Overcast too.
Because you know
whatever
what?
you want.
Like, because then it's like,
Oh,
yeah.
here. This is what I know about how the universe works, Suze.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever we need to happen
Okay, predict it right now.
will happen.
Okay, eclipse.
Because
And people will know if we
when time, who fucking knows what it is?
Oh, yeah, man.
You know? And sometimes don't you feel like, haven't you been like, have one of those days where you're like, my day is so busy. I just need the universe to just like slow down. I need almost like things to go. And you managed to get everything done. And it's like, it did feel like the universe went in slow motion today.
Did
So
it?
I think.
What happened?
No, I'm saying like on days like
Oh,
that, and
I
then
was
that
so
happens, and then
excited.
you
I
go,
thought
"Oh,
it-
it does feel like that." No, but like it does. I had one of those days recently, and I'm like, "How did everything happen today?"
You're a witchy woman.
And so I think if we just go in with that attitude of like, I need everything something will happen where it'll be like, oh, this thing got canceled, this thing got moved, or and now
Yeah.
we're like,
Everything will
easy
fall into
breezy.
place.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Watch.
You are slowly becoming Sally
Watch.
Rice.
Well,
And I love it. Now,
because the things that she's right about, it's you know,
Yeah, I
listen,
do.
a lot of wisdom when you're in menopause.
I think
You
that
know
somehow
things.
bypassed my mom. I don't know what
You
happened
gotta
there.
just catch her on a good day. She's full of wisdom.
She's full of energy.
Yeah,
So I guess you can only have one or
and
the
how
other.
wise.
Okay, well, people will know when this airs whether you got it right because we'll be documenting our journey.
This sounds like I gave you no facts this episode.
No, do you have any more? You can do
Yeah.
one more.
Okay. We're just gonna bust through this real quick because it's very interesting to me
Yeah,
and
tell
maybe
me.
to
I
you.
love it.
Would you like to know because here I went down this rabbit hole. I was listening to this book that was talking about the cost of things, and then it said in the book that printer ink was so expensive that printer ink is
That
like
is true.
the
And
most.
then they practically give you the printer.
Yes.
Yes.
The printer is free and how much it
Scam.
was. And I was like, holy shit. And then I was like, how much is it really? So then I was looking up the price of printer ink per gallon. And then I came across the list of the 10 most expensive liquids in the world. Are you
cannot
ready?
Wait, yeah.
Number 10, human blood. Coming
How
in
much is that?
$1,500 per gallon.
Who's paying it and receiving it?
Well, it says
Not
the
the
act of
donor.
acquiring human blood isn't that difficult, but processing the blood and the donations can be very expensive depending on where in the world is buying and selling it. And they do. They have like dealers, brokers for this. Remember I
Well,
dated
but
a guy
it's-
who sold skin once?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You have really dated some doozies.
He was
But-
great.
Yeah, he was, but
Yeah,
like, who does that?
Who does that? Somebody in the medical sales field.
But it's what you were saying earlier about the organ donation. Like, shouldn't the donor get maybe, let's say, a $50 bill? That'd be nice.
Yeah. It's
I
you
would
get a
probably
cookie.
donate. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you incentivized it with just a little bit of money,
Yeah.
you would donations
right,
would spike.
Right. If it's that much per gallon, give me a cut.
Just tack on 50 more bucks.
Yeah, what's
to
the
the
problem?
price. Yeah.
I see. And if I'm in need of blood, I will give you $50 for a gallon of it.
Sure. Yeah. What's your
There you
blood
go.
type? Do you know?
Oh, fuck. I don't remember. I think it's AB positive.
Ooh. That feels rare.
Oh, no, it's not rare. I'm regular. It's not.
You want to be rare.
Yeah, probably.
You've
but
always
I'm
been
like, not.
disappointed by
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, totally. I'm like, ugh, fine, boring. Number 9, GHB.
What is that?
Gamma hydroxybutyric acid, basically the date rape drug. The one that I got dealt.
Someone wasted that on your ass? Like when you're just like, ops got to know?
$2,500 per gallon.
Wow.
It's also used to treat depression, insomnia, and narcolepsy, and used as anesthetic, but also.
What do you
known-
think's the dosage if you want to like poison, to get somebody passed out like they do?
Oh fuck! I don't know. One drop.
Like how much do you think they
like
pay
a drop.
for?
Oh,
Like $100?
fuck. I have no. I don't even know how it comes.
Yeah, right.
I couldn't
How
tell
are
you
they
what
getting
form it
this?
is. I have no fucking clue. Number 8 on the list: black printer ink. $2,700 per gallon.
That is sick.
Number 7, mercury. $3,400 per gallon. Number 6, insulin.
Yeah, I watched a documentary about
$9,400
that.
per gallon.
That is outrageous, by the way, and that's only in America.
Outrageous.
It's not worldwide.
Right, with the big old, yeah. Number 5. This is funny. It's number 5 on the list. Chanel number 5.
I did see that.
$26,000 per gallon.
Worth it.
Worth it, she says. Number 4. We've talked about this on the show before. Horseshoe crab blood.
Yeah.
$60,000.
What do we do with that?
That has the unique response to bacterial toxins. So you can use it to test a wide range of medical products and make sure that it's not contaminated. Like you use it, the horse blood in there, and then it tells you like,
Okay, that I
contaminated.
get.
So very good. Number
Yeah.
3, LSD. Again, curious about dosage because these
I didn't
just
even
come in
know
what
that was
look
a
like
liquid.
postage stamps. Yeah, it's. Okay, look at this. Just 1 gallon of LSD would provide enough hallucinogens for approximately 55,000 people.
Okay. Little goes a
Whoa.
long way with that.
Yeah.
Did you know that it was a liquid, though?
123,000.
Am I an idiot?
I knew it was a liquid because I've only seen it on little strips of paper. Like they put it on these little teeny tiny
I
squares
think I
of
thought
paper.
that's powder,
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Like it would dissolve. No, it's like a piece of paper.
I get it. Like, yeah, you're saying like a stamp, like adhesive. I see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
Number 2, king cobra venom at 153,000.
That's
And
worth it, too.
it is for a painkiller that's 20 times more potent than morphine. And number 1 is scorpion venom, and it comes in at 39 million per gallon. And that's because it is the protein that's found in the scorpion venom can be used to treat pain from humans who suffer from MS and rheumatoid arthritis, but there are only 25 species of scorpions that have this venom. So I would imagine the extraction process is so expensive and difficult that
$39 million.
a gallon.
Right. Do you think there is anywhere you could actually find like a
gallon?
jug of a scorpion venom?
No way.
It's all like vials.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
would think that you would have to preserve it, like in order for it to maintain its like potent quality. It's something. There has to be some sort of like preservation of it. Mm-hmm. And I just think of the restaurants that just keep filling up the old ketchup bottles, and that bottom layer of ketchup is like
I sure do.
Yeah.
I used to work at one.
right.
and then eventually they explode. Like it becomes so rancid at the bottom.
Okay. Yeah.
Eventually, if you open it, it's like a geyser.
Oh my God, that's why it pops open like that.
Thankfully now, of course, Heinz makes red bottles.
Yeah,
that are
I hate
squeezy.
that.
You
Because
hate
they're
the red
fooling
bottle.
us. No, I like it because I don't have to see the, gross insides of the ketchup
No,
bottle.
no. Now they're not gross because the reason that they had to fill them was because it looks not cute.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So they can go through the whole bottle and let it run out without refilling. Ah, yeah.
That
Okay.
took a little too long, though.
Wait, this is what I'm saying about the actual upside down bottle.
What?
That we should have started with upside down squeeze bottles to begin
right.
with.
Yeah. Yeah.
That took too long.
Yeah. What is the next thing? Because we should invent it. I'm always thinking
Susie,
about that.
I have the idea. We've talked about this.
Did I love it?
I mean, I'm sure you were like everybody else is to it. But I'm telling you, it's $1 million idea. At least $150,000 idea.
Well, I'm still working on windshield wipers that do not squeak when they're working. So
Ooh, good
you
luck
work
with
on
that.
yours, I'll work on mine.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
And maybe we'll have the rest figured out by the next episode. I don't know.
Okay, well, did you tell that guy at Mike Birbiglia that like we host this show or anything?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I'm just checking because what if he listens and I'm over here trashing him?
You think front row guy at Mike Birbiglia is
Yes,
who
because he's
introduced-
the kind of guy that would want to hear what you had to say about him.
Well, 100% right, but I did not tell. I was not.
Okay, smart.
No.
You were like, I'm a therapist. Do you have any other questions?
Oh God, I don't say that either.
Well, you should because that's a conversation
Here's
killer.
the thing, Suze. He never asked me any of those questions because a man like that doesn't ask me about myself.
You're just an accessory for him to talk
Yeah.
about himself more.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I hate you,
He told me
sir.
things. He didn't ask me things.
Did he say what his wife was sick with? Was it a mystery illness?
Yeah. Under the weather.
That old chestnut. Okay.
Yeah.
Organ donation. We'll find out what people think about that in terms of should people be compensated or not.
Yeah. Should we set up a system where you just can donate your organ? You'd be like, can't pay those student loans? Let me donate my kidney.
And we do not want to know what you think should happen in the Gaza Strip, but we do want to know if you think people should wear open toe
Yes.
in the workplace.
Yes.
Should prisoners be able to watch the eclipse?
Yeah.
I would vote for anyone that outlawed bachelorette parties, to be honest with you. Everyone hates them. You know when gay men hate something?
Susie,
Everyone should hate it.
We were in Nashville together, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was the most bizarre thing. I'll never forget. We were on that rooftop and you and I could look out and there were two main streets. And on one, you go to one side of the roof, you could hear the woos coming from those women. You go to the other side of the street, you hear the woos coming from the other one.
Yeah.
It was like every corner.
That's
woo
the capital of the world. It's actually true. I don't know why people go there for their batch parties, but it's too much for me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Better now that Beyonce's there.
take care of your printer ink.
Yeah. And your scorpion blood. Venom.
Yeah.
Scorpion venom.
Yeah.
King Cobra
We'll
venom.
see you next time, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.